welcome back to Sailing Weymouth to the World. On this episode, find out if Maddie and I managed to revise all of this stuff and get into the Tot Club. We head to the main town of the island, St John's, do a bit of exploring, and we also explore the historical sites in middle ground between Falmouth and English Harbour. Managed to get the drone up and get some awesome footage, and I was very privileged to get an interview with Mike, the founder of the Tot Club, and the chairman, Des. So find out what happens. So all these lovely old historic buildings. They're lovely, charming, beautiful, got character, but the problem is a lot of them have very low doorways, which isn't so good for the taller people, is it, Mads?
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it needs stitches. I've had a look. It's just going to be kind of painful, so we're going to go back to the boat, give that a clean up. I'm gonna buy her. She's always doing this. Even on the boat, she's smashing her head off either the hatch to go out, the doorway to go to the cabin. I'm buying her a crash helmet to walk around with.
It's going to make me taller. It's going to be more of an issue.
It doesn't matter, because she just clang her head off with the hat on. She's either falling over or smashing her head. You alright? Jesus.
So tonight we have our 6th tot, which means we have to do our test afterwards. So we're getting examined on the crib sheets we were given, and hopefully we'll get passed and we'll get to be members by tomorrow night.
Providing we have to ask permission to get a miss muster, and then if they give us the permission, which I'm sure they will, if we pass this exam tonight, this test tonight, and then that's it. Tomorrow evening I'm going to try and ask Mike to give an explanation of exactly what the Tot Club is, and you can meet the founder, and then you can see the man yourself who started all of this to carry on the revered tradition of the issue of rum. 1/8 of a pint, otherwise known as
Gill.
a gill. We're getting there. I think we've learned. Right, we're going to go ashore. Okay, so we've had our exam. Pleased to say we passed.
Yes.
Yes.
I had lovely Zoe, who was great. My test probably lasted about 20 minutes, half an hour, and you had Mike.
I had Mike, the founder, and I am so glad I had him. We went in depth on some of the questions, and he taught me so much more about a lot of the battles and Nelson's history. So I love learning about naval history. Same as Mads, we've been squatting like nerds.
It's been so much fun.
It has been so much fun. Really loved it. So yes, we passed. That was our 6th tot. Tomorrow evening is our 7th tot, and that means we are then officially in the Royal Navy Tot Club, a very prestigious club. And as I say, it's not just, and you can't just walk in and join. So we feel very honoured to have got this far.
A big thank you to Steve for introducing us.
Massive thank you to Steve and Nancy, our second sponsor, because Steve left the island. So yes, join us tomorrow for our 7th tot and our official entry into the Royal Navy Tot Club
of Antigua and Barbuda. Let me just do this and then I'll...
Where are we going, Madeline?
We are going to our Miss Muster.
Yes, we passed our exams last night, so now we go for the 7th tot and say a little speech thanking everybody, how much of an honour it is, and it really is. So yeah, let's go do it. Right guys, as I've been explaining for the last week, we've had the honour and the privilege to be accepted into a club, and I'm pleased to say that Maddie and I have just done our Miss Muster, and we are now official members of the Tot Club. You can only join here in Antigua. I cannot even start to explain how much of an honour it is. Now I have got the founder and the chairman with me, and I'd like to hand over to these guys, and they will explain it a lot better, the history and where we are today. So here is Mike, the founder, and he will tell you a little bit more about himself and the club.
Yeah, well, very quickly, I did 26 years in the Royal Navy, and I drew the tot in the Navy before it was stopped, 31st July 1970.
Rudely stopped.
Rudely stopped, yeah, abruptly stopped, anyway. And so I still carried on having a tot on my boat and all. I came out here and then running the Copper and Lumber Store Hotel in the dockyard here in Antigua in the summer. And I'd open this little bar and I'd have a tot of rum at 6. And somebody said to me, "What's that you just had?" I said, "That's my tot of rum, I have it every day." And he said, "Can I have one?" I said, "No, of course you can't. No, there's one tot per man per day, and I've just had mine, and bogger off. If you come back tomorrow, we'll have one together." So we did. And that was the embryo of the Tot Club.
Wow.
Which started with the two of us. It's now nearly 600 people, all who have joined in Antigua. So over the years, it's grown and grown and become more organised. Any regalia that we fly or wear or anything has all got permission from the mod or admirals or whatever. It's all legal.
Yeah.
And so we carried on, and then we went from strength to strength to strength, and the Tot Club became recognised. And after 32 years or something like that, last year I said to Des, "Well, okay, I've done my bit now. It's your part of ship now. You can take over."
Cheers.
Yeah. So I handed over on the 31st of March last year, 2023. So he actually officially took over at midnight, so 1st of April, dumb shit, but anyway.
April Fools.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that was it. I'm obviously still very much a member of the Tot Club and enjoy it and all the rest of it. But Des is now running it. But we had a wonderful time building up to this. We had lots of stories to tell and lots of places we did and went to and all the rest of it. Yeah, so there we were. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Following on from that, yes, I took over on April Fool's Day. Like a dumb shit, like Mike said. But there you go. But yeah, I did 23 years in the Royal Navy. I was a marine engineer who came out as a chief stoker. We set sail in 2015 from UK, up and down the islands a few times, and landed here in 2017. And yeah, I saw all these idiots in a circle one night and says, "What's going on over there?" And John Duffy came over, the first person I spoke to, unfortunately, but there you go. He explained what it was. I said, "I want to get involved in that," and which I did. And since then, been doing the tots most nights. Then one day Mike says, "Well, congratulations, you've now got the Tot Club." Mike's prerogative was it had to be ex-Royal Navy, he had to live on the island, and he had to
Ex-lower deck.
Ex-lower deck.
Yeah.
No officers. We don't do officers.
No, it's not that, because the officers were not entitled to rum.
Exactly.
The Tot.
Yeah.
They had their own bar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a ratings thing.
Yeah.
And both Des and I were senior rates, so we
Yeah.
had neat rum as
Yeah.
opposed to 2 and 1.
Yeah.
2 parts water, 1 part rum.
Grog.
Yeah, grog.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
that was it.
Anyway, so eventually, like I said, 1st of April, I took over the Tot Club, and I think it's a fantastic club, organisation, call it what you want. But yeah, it's a good leveler as well, because we've got all sorts of backgrounds with the members. We've got taxi drivers, we've got billionaires. You'll never know which is which.
Admirals.
Yeah, admirals. We've even got one on the Queen's or
Queen's household.
King's household.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all good. And my prerogative is to keep the tradition of the daily issue of the Tot going. And we've had a Tot, or the club's had a Tot, every night since 1991 without missing a night.
That's amazing.
In Hurricanes, we do it on VHF.
Yeah.
In COVID, we did it on Zoom. And where there's a will, there's a way, let's say, you know. So the rum's involved, you know. But, yeah. But yeah, my prerogative is keep the tradition going, and we're not going to miss a night ever on my watch.
Perfect.
And that's what it's about.
And plus, just from me, on my watch, if you like, or whatever it is.
Yeah. You've been stood down, mate.
I know I have, but the Top Club, it is not, never was, and never will be PC or woke.
Yeah.
This is why I'm happy to be a part of this.
It's a group of like-minded people.
It is
You
indeed.
can talk whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
There are only two subjects of the discussion, shall we say. You can mention them, of course,
Yeah.
but
Mesdet rules.
Mesdet rules, you cannot talk or discuss in depth politics or religion. Apart from that, anything goes.
Anything
Well, there's no
goes.
winners, is there?
No.
Yeah. So now you can see why I feel so honoured and privileged, Maddie and myself. I mean, you've just heard there from the founder and the chairman, and it is a very, very special club. And to be a part of this means so much to us. And long may it live.
And I think also, just before you finish, I think we are the only club in the world that actually toasts the monarch every day.
Every day of the week.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
definitely a tradition that needs to carry on. Like it or lump it, you know, we have a monarch, and that's it's tradition.
So,
we love tradition.
If any of you are visiting Antigua, look us up. We're normally down at the south of the island, around the dockyard or Falmouth area. Come and have a look. Come and make yourself known, and we'll see what we can do for you. Yes.
One of the perks of being a member of the Royal Navy Top Club is you get to fly the ensign as a burgee. See, it's got the swallowtail. As Mike was explaining, everything has been passed through the MOD, Admiralty, all the rest of it. So you're allowed to fly the ensign on your port spreader as a burgee. So if you've watched other episodes, you will see that when we clear into countries, we could take down the yellow quarantine flag, which means that you are not officially checked into any country, and then hoist the courtesy flag of that country. So at the moment we have the Antigua flag flying. So yeah, it is quite, you know, you can spot the only people who are allowed to fly these flags are members of Top Club. So it will be great, you know, when we sort of travel around and we see that ensign, it'll be a nice little conversation starter. Yeah, also, Maddie and I are members of the Portland Yacht Club. Maddie's stepdad is actually the Commodore of the Yacht Club. So we also get to fly our burgee, which I've not put up. I kept forgetting it was in the chart table seat for a while. The only thing I didn't want to do is, whilst it's been super windy down the southern islands, flags will get shredded and tattered in wind, and I'm trying to sort of preserve this a little bit, but it's time it goes up. So let's get both of these up and fly our colours proud. The next day, Maddie and I caught a bus to the main town in the island, St John's. Let's go and have a look. Couple of days later, we explored the piece of land between Falmouth Harbour and English Harbour. It's called Middle Ground. Loads of history. Here you can see the old fort. This is Fort Berkeley, and at the end of the last episode you would have seen the artillery battery which was protecting the entrance into Falmouth. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. Look at the amazing seas, and I even managed to get the drone up for some pretty nice footage. Thanks for joining us this week, guys. Really hope you enjoyed the episode as much as we enjoyed making it. If you're not already subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and you'll be informed when we post next. If you did enjoy it, please give it a little thumbs up, give it a like. It really does help support the channel. It was my birthday a couple of weeks ago, and Maddie has bought me a wing surfing lesson up the north of the island. So we've got a hire car and we're heading up there. So join us next week and see how that goes. Take care, everyone.